And welcome everyone. That was our guest today. Welcome to this episode of Telescope Talks, a product of the Telescope. I'm Monica Garcia. I'm the arts and culture editor here at the Telescope. And right in front of us, you guys can't see it, but we have Impact Magazine. I'm also an assistant designer, so give it up for Impact. Hey! Slay! All right, we are here today with Lance Holmes and Autumn Lowe, who are actors for Palomar's Performing Arts and a bunch of other stuff, I'm sure. But I've seen them, or I've had the opportunity, or maybe I should say pleasure, of seeing them perform here at Palomar.
Too kind.
And yeah, I mean, it is what I do. I'll gas you guys up, you know. Okay, somebody take this mic away from me. Like, I'm doing too much. But like, today we're going to be talking about Theater Kid Confessions, as you probably saw by the title, which I will put on here. But this topic essentially encapsulates any like funny / inspiring / awkward moments that you've experienced as a performer that basically shaped you as a performer today and a person. So enough of me. Let's go get the spotlight going on you guys. We're going to, I guess we can start maybe with Autumn. Can you let us know just a little bit about how you got into performing?
Okay, so I'm actually like kind of fairly new in the theater world. I've been doing choir since before I can remember. But my first show that I ever did was the summer after my freshman year of high school, which is like really late compared to a lot of people that have been doing theater. But it was like this botched version of Alice in Wonderland, and that was really funny. And then the second show I ever did was a year later, and I played Dorothy in Wizard of Oz. Wow. And that was kind of like a, whoa, I'm good at theater moment, you know? And then I just like, after that, I just like show back to back to back to back, like every...
You got one taste and you were like,
I was just
anymore.
like, oh, this is it. This is my thing. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah, I just kept going.
So it was essentially high school. That's like the area where you kind of started.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
real. Same here. Yeah.
Yes.
And okay, Lance, how about you?
I started in middle school, going into middle school. So my county didn't have, the county I grew up in didn't have like a theater department. And instead we had to wait till the summer, and then a traveling theater company would come to our county, and we got to do one show. Okay. And then going into high school, the summer going into high school, we finally got to do, no, it was 8th grade. 8th grade, we finally got to have our own theater show. So now I've been doing theater for over a decade.
Wow.
Because I'm old.
Old and decrepit.
Decrepit. My first show was Robin Hood.
Oh, wow.
And they cast me as a juggler, and I cannot juggle. And they didn't ask. They never assumed that I could. They just told me to not, they just told me to wiggle the balls around.
Love that.
Which you know all about.
Shut up!
So there's a roasting session now. Got it. Didn't get the memo, but I got it. I'll pick up the slack. But sorry, guys. Okay, random question that I just thought of right now. Do you guys have like a dream role?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure you do. Okay.
I have a whole list.
You got a
I have
list.
an archive.
What's your top 3?
Top 3, Dawn and Waitress. God, that's like my number 1 in anything because it's just like fun. I'm trying to think. I'm like, I have a whole bunch. Lance, what are my dream roles?
I was going to say...
Olive in Spelling Bee.
Whoa.
Well, what do you want? What do you want next year?
Oh, and then either Baker's Wife or Cinderella and Into the Woods, because I found out that we're doing Into the Woods next year, and I cannot wait. Announcement. We are doing Into the Woods. The rights are in hand.
I was going to say...
I'm like, I don't think it's our place to be sharing that.
I was going to say, they definitely have not even announced that yet.
But it's been announced. Heather told me, because I was wearing an Into the Woods shirt one day, and she's like, we're doing that next year, right? And I was like...
So you're hearing it here first.
Yeah.
So
you got the scoop.
Guys, I got the pre-look to the pre-look. You know what I mean? Like, I'm on top. Okay, guys, check it out. Okay.
We fully only are doing Into the Woods.
Because of me.
Because
of me. Because I'm like, if you don't put Into the Woods on the form, we're no longer friends.
So there's a form that you can fill out talking about what shows that you would like to maybe see, in the department. And Autumn went around to everyone and said, put down Into the Woods, put down Into the Woods.
And then I went up to Geraldine and I was like, we better do Into the Woods next year. And
you were literally
like, don't even
rallying up a crowd. You were...
everyone.
Because even people that didn't know Autumn, like, I was in class with friends, with people, and they were like, what should I put? And I was like, put Down Into the Woods. So, like, I had a full class of people put Down Into the Woods.
Because of
Just
me.
because Autumn was telling
Sabotage.
everyone.
That's
Because of me.
sabotage.
But it's like, but it's just like a full circle moment because it might be my last show. It probably won't be.
Might
but
be my last show.
It might be my.
Sure.
Well, I might be moving. I don't know what's happening in a year from now, you know?
Right,
Like, I didn't
real.
even know that I was going to be here a year ago. So I'm just like, girl, anything can happen. But I'm just like, it's so. Like, I feel so grateful that was, like, one of my first shows, and it was the first one that I'm doing in that theater, and I can do it again.
Now we're doing it
Yeah.
again.
And in that same theater, and I'm just like, it's going to be completely different, and I'm just so excited to see what we do with it.
Truly full circle moment, which
Yes.
I'm so excited for you. I hope you get that role.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What is your dream role or
It's
roles?
always been a dream of mine to be Edna from Hairspray.
Yes.
And yeah.
I
duh.
need you to stop the podcast right now because I need this to happen right now. Like,
Well, and there's so many queer stories out there in musical theater. And I never got to explore that when I was acting growing up, because anytime that there's like a boy, they're always like, oh, well, you're going to have a girlfriend, or like you're going to have a wife,
You have
or
to be
you're going to
the
be the
straight cis
dad.
man,
Yeah, you
yeah.
have to be the straight cis guy. And so my high school, I always had a girlfriend. Oh, I pinched a girl's butt on stage in high school.
It was mine.
my theater. Oh, it was fine. We were great friends. It was not. Shut up. we would not have even gone to high school together. I'm that old.
Literally graduated while I was, like, senior year of high school, 8th grade.
Yeah.
Wait, when did you graduate?
I graduated 2020.
I graduated 2018.
Work.
I'm geriatric.
I
now.
graduated 24.
But that means we would. I know.
I'm like, I'm a child. I don't know what I'm doing
So that
here.
means we would have
but
gone to high school together. What high school did you go to? Is this
Escondido
for the-
High School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I went to
you're
Mission
good.
Hills.
Yeah, we can talk about.
We're gonna
really-
dox ourselves. So my address is.
So I live.
So my social security number.
Write this down. Write this down.
But so Edna, and then it was Angel for a long time, and I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get to play Angel. And then miraculously, we did Rent here, and I auditioned and I got Angel. And for everyone thinking like, oh, that's normally played by a person of color, you're correct.
Ooh.
So
Was there anybody who did an audition for it?
no, there was one other person that auditioned.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that right now. Though.
And
I mean, you could.
And
This is like-
here's the thing. All I'm gonna say, I love this person knows that I love them so much. The director did look at them and go like they were like, oh, I really want an Angel. I really really want an Angel. And the director looked at them and went, you should have taken a singing class then. Yeah. So that's all I'm gonna say about
That's
that.
tough.
I would love to be Roxy Hart from Chicago and like a drag.
Wow.
In a drag theater
I would
world
also
somehow.
love to be Roxy Hart.
I know Roxy Hart's great. Well,
That's
your list
fantastic.
is ongoing. Your list
It's
is
just because
always.
I'm literally like so new to theater, and I'm just learning all the possibilities of like what I can do.
right.
You're
I'm like, you've been here
grasping-
for a while.
Shut up. Shut up.
You're like since the 1920s. I think?
Yeah, no. Well, that's
No,
my
literally,
thing.
that's
my
literally-
thing in drag. I'm always
Yeah.
the 1920s garb.
Oh, you. That's
always.
right.
And then obviously Sally Bowles and Cabaret, because
Oh,
So
incredible.
You're like going back to your roots.
my roots.
Yeah.
That's
where you were
fantastic that you
born.
said Roxy Hart because my dream role, I really want to do Velma.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So when are we gonna make this happen?
So literally
So,
when?
next show.
Great.
Next show.
So-
After
do it.
Into the Woods.
After Into the Woods.
After
you're
Into the
going to come
Woods.
back.
I'm
You're
like
gonna come
You're
fully-
also going to come back.
We're both
We're
gonna
going to be
come back.
battling for Roxy.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
We're not even students here. We're just gonna come back for
Yeah.
the because that would be amazing. A little bit about me. I did a couple of shows in high school. I think it was just I did a Little Mermaid. Crazy.
This is your confession.
There's my confession.
The
yeah,
confession was that you were a theater kid,
I was.
and you
yeah.
are. Because once
Plot
you are a
twist.
theater kid, you're never not.
No,
You're
literally.
never not. It stays with you forever.
stays with you
It's
forever.
like it's like trauma. You know.
No, yeah.
Absolutely.
Trauma bonded.
But trauma bonded for sure.
Who were you in
And,
Little
like,
Mermaid?
Okay, that's the thing. So that was my first show that I ever did, right?
Uh-huh.
And we were criminally understaffed. Like,
Uh-huh.
like there was not enough auditions, and I played like 5 different roles.
Work.
Yeah, but it was
You
all
were
like
a swing.
background roles. Like, so I was like a flamingo,
Mhm.
like for Kiss the Girl. I was like one of Ariel's sisters, so I did have a little bit of a solo because they sing a little bit.
Perfect.
And then I was like a chef
Oh,
during like Les Poissons or whatever that song is called.
Yes.
Like, and then
that's
I
a
was
big
like,
ensemble heavy
It
show.
really
You need a
is.
lot of people for
yes,
Or like
which-
tap too.
that. No, yeah.
Oh, all my girls and I were playing 30 roles. Like everybody was
Right.
constant
Real.
changes in 2 seconds. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, it was like,
Real.
but that was the first one. Then I did a play called The Musical Comedy Murders of 1940.
Okay.
Very long. it sounds exactly like what it is. Like,
But I
essentially.
want to do that now.
But and it was crazy because I had no lines. I was the killer.
Oh.
So I was doing a lot of like mime work.
Oh,
type
that's
stuff.
so fun
Yeah.
though.
But then the third one was like Legally Blonde.
Love Legally
Oh my
Blonde.
God.
Where did you do Legally Blonde?
When did I do it?
No,
Or
where? Where was
in
it?
Escondido High School.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So I was Vivian actually. So
Oh my God, Slay Diva,
That's
work.
that
so
was like
good.
That's so good.
I was like, wait, guys, like this is fun as fuck. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like, wait, like this was really one of the moments where I was like, wait, I would love to do this again in the future, but I've never gotten the chance to do
Yeah.
it. But like, you know, it'll come around. Who knows? You know? Okay, well, to transition now that we're talking about our experiences, I guess my embarrassing story was that actually for Legally Blonde, I forgot my song in the middle of me singing the audition. So
that's in the middle of an
In the audition?
Do you
In the
know how
audition.
many auditions I have completely
Flubs.
flubbed?
Like,
I feel so seen, so heard right now. Thank you so much for holding
It's-
space for me, guys.
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
does it.
Oh,
It was so embarrassing. I was like, literally, what am I doing here? And I really wanted that role. I'm like, I'm not gonna get it.
And then you
like-
got it.
And then, hey, the universe works wonders, I guess, because I did not think I was gonna get it. I messed it up, and it was like for maybe 30 seconds or more, like 30 seconds to a minute of the song. I was just standing there in silence.
That's
I was
nothing.
like, oh.
when I
my
tell you that's
God.
actually totally fine.
It literally is.
my first ever audition in California. Like
Mm-hmm.
like you walk into the room, you slate, and I had taken at that point a few weeks of a theater class for the first time.
Okay, cool.
And so like she taught you how to slate. I walked in, totally forgot my monologue. It was so bad. And this was in Los Angeles at a like very fancy like snobby school. So there was like producers and there's costume people and there's marketing like people.
Yeah, there's like,
I'm like,
Press
yeah,
there,
there's
like-
no serious, but there's like people who were like, making the posters and whatever.
wow.
And I remember someone asked me a question. They said, "So how would you finish the monologue? How would you finish it?" Like, because I couldn't remember the rest of
Ooh.
it. So she goes,
They said improv.
"They said, so how would you finish it?" And so I had to like come up with something, and then I walked out. And of course, I did not get a call back. Of course, I did not get it.
No.
But
But
that
you put
was
yourself out there, but
yeah. Well, that was
That's
the first
real.
time. What was?
Huh?
You flubbed?
Well,
yes, let's hear.
I flub a lot in like choir auditions and stuff for like solos and stuff. And then I like somehow get the solo. Like that's happened a couple times like throughout high school and stuff, but the most recent one was like for the holiday concert. I auditioned for every solo just cuz like I'm like sure, why not? Because it's like what's the worst that
not?
could happen, you know?
Literally.
And I was auditioning for the solo, and this was like when Dr. John Russell was there, because right now we have a different choir teacher. But he was like I was doing it, and then I was sight reading the whole thing because I didn't practice at all. Literally didn't know the solo at all. I was just sight reading the whole thing, and then I ended up getting it. And it was like a crazy thing where like everyone in the entire choir program got the email.
Whoa.
It's like, okay, thank you all for auditioning for this. Autumn Lowe will be singing the solo at the concert. And I was like, what? And then one of my friends at the time was like, Autumn, you got the solo. Like, check your email right now. And I'm like, you're kidding.
You literally
And then I
couldn't
opened
believe
my email and it was me. And I was like, you're
Whoa.
actually kidding. Because I didn't prepare at all for that. And then just like, I had so much imposter syndrome. But then I went out there and I slayed. But
Okay, period.
yeah, it was just like crazy
That sounds so
stuff.
scary.
Because like also I'm just like the youngest one there, and I was just like,
Because you're
why
fully
me?
17 at
I
this
was-
point?
I think I was 17 when I auditioned, and then I was
Right.
18 when I actually like got the
But
solo,
fully
and then
17
I was like,
getting a solo.
and like a
Whoa.
college choir, and I was like, you're kidding.
You're
like, why am I
joking.
getting it? Because
You're
literally that was the
joking.
solo that everyone auditioned for too, and I was like, you are actually kidding. Why did I get it? Because like there's so many people that I heard, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna get it. I'm just gonna sing this for funsies, and then I did it, and then I like fucked it up, and then I was just like, okay, short.
Well, I mean, I think it's telling of. I'm gonna give you your flowers real quick and gas you up. That's like
I'll gas you up too.
that seems
No.
really scary. And like for sure, because I talked about how I almost freaked out on the stage in high school because I was like, oh my god, I forgot everything that I was supposed to sing. Also, I can't sight read for the life of me. Like
Oh,
I've
no.
tried it, not happening.
Nope.
And like for you to have gone through that and still did it and still get the part, hey, period. You know, like
Well, it's one of those things too where it's like, yes, you could have messed it up, but no one has your voice. You know what I mean? No one's singing it like
Real.
how you're singing it.
they could have sang it in a different way, but not the way that you sang.
Not the way that you
so,
did it.
Hey, okay, love that. I mean, okay, I haven't had like too many performances. I only did it in high school. But do you guys have any like current ones that you feel like, oh shoot, like that was crazy, or
the entirety of Ride the Cycle?
Yeah.
We
need, if we're going to discuss this, we have to preface this with Benjamin Demi Paris, who is the director of the show. I love you so much.
We love you to death.
Love you so much. I do not think he's going to listen to this at all.
I don't think so either.
That being said,
I tag him. I'm like,
no, actually, that would be so funny.
That'd be awful.
We did that show. The cast pulled through because it was a student directed production.
Student everything.
Wow.
The band was students. Set was students. Everything was student directed.
Costumes.
Lighting.
Everything.
Like the whole shebang. And there was a point where we were 2 weeks into rehearsal and we were like a solid 6 days behind schedule.
Yeah.
love.
Like, so if you do the math,
Wonderful experience.
real
actually.
bad.
Yeah.
But
really bad. We locked in.
We had to sit down
we
and go, guys.
met almost every single day over spring break and just like locked.
Wow.
When we weren't
in.
supposed to have any rehearsals
Yeah.
during spring break. We went from having 0 to like 4.
every single day. Like,
It was every time.
madness.
And we
It's
were
funny you bring that up actually because I was very curious and I did not get the chance to see the show, but I kept seeing. Well, we wrote a pre-story for it on the Telescope, and then I saw the pictures and I saw it on Instagram, and I'm like, this looks very fun.
It was actually
and, like,
great.
It was
to know that this was happening behind the scenes.
Oh
is
yeah,
so crazy.
It was a mess.
yeah, it was
Wow.
hot mess.
We didn't have the set till we only had the set like four rehearsals, 3 rehearsals
and
before.
then the show, yeah.
And there was a day where we realized that we had to move the whole set back because there wasn't enough stage space. In the backstage
Yeah.
space, we didn't need all that space. So then we had to ask Tony to like start moving the set backwards. And it was crazy. To be fair, this was also the first production that this boy has ever tried to produce. So there was a lot of ongoing learning.
Yeah, like I think everybody was collectively learning at the same
Yeah.
time.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, us being more involved with like musicals,
Right.
Autumn and I were having conversations of like, we wouldn't have done it quite like this. We would have done it more like this, and we would have had this done.
Because you have more of the actors.
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
like
And like I've done tech before and like
Right.
having
ooh,
you.
so you've seen both.
But we learned a lot.
Yeah.
We learned a lot.
What would you say? I'll ask you guys both the same question. I guess we'll start with Autumn. Like in that specific experience, it was very recent. Like literally just happened. What would you say was like one of the main things you learned through that experience?
Oh God. To be patient and like understand that like
That was felt very deeply in this room right now.
yeah, to be
visually,
patient and just understand that like everyone has their first time doing something.
Right.
And to just like be patient and like offer the guidance and not get offended when they don't take the guidance, you know? And just kind of like do my part, and then if their part falls apart, that says more about them than it does about me, you know?
Wow, that's
So
a very good take.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
that's what I learned out of that.
I learned the opposite.
Oh God.
You said lead with anger only. And violence.
Because here's the thing. I'm very, I speak my mind, and then I'll like edit after.
Yeah. And I'm here to be like, girl.
There were many
I've had to.
days where she's gone, I feel like you didn't have to say that like that. And I go, it needed to be said. But then I think about it some more and I'm like, I could have said it differently. So but it was very frustrating for me being like a senior in the group of musical theater. I'm used to very professional directors who have been doing this for 35 years plus. And there were some rehearsals where I went, I have to call him out.
Right.
I have to call him out. Whenever he would get sassy about someone not knowing like a line or songs and like, well, off book day with XYZ, I'd go, really? Because your rehearsal schedule said that we were doing something completely different today. Ooh. And it's not his fault that he's not prepared. And then everyone stares at me and they just go,
No, because you're right.
The room.
It's like you said everything that we wanted to say,
And
but you weren't scared to say it.
I'm not scared to say it. I will say it.
See, like...
And so I learned the opposite. I learned that and this is something that I've learned from previous theater experiences, is that I am paving the way for the actors that come after me.
You're setting the scene.
For a director. Because if he keeps speaking, Ben, you did a great job. You were very nice most of the time.
Disclaimer.
But whenever you got whenever you got sassy, I was gonna check you, and you knew that when you asked me to audition. So let's be frank. So
thank you for sharing that.
Of course. And you cannot be involved in theater, I fully believe, if you need to do at least one show. And you can tech a show, but if you're going to be like directing a show and you're going to, you gotta be on that stage. You gotta be on that stage.
Speaking of like experiences, I have different questions for you guys in terms of this, but you've mentioned, you did do drag, Lance,
yes.
And I wanted to know how your theater experiences have essentially shaped your drag journey.
It's the only thing that has influenced my drag journey.
You're like, it's the same thing.
It's the exact same thing.
Right.
Drag has given me an outlet to do all of the roles that I have not gotten in theater. And
because you said you've been very like in the box of that cishet man, like
well, going into college and getting my first queer roles, I was so happy, and it like when I got Angel, I cried. I was getting emotional like during we had like a circle, and I was talking about how I've always thought that the character of Angel was so beautiful. She was the first character that I ever saw that was born. That was assigned male at birth and wearing like female clothes out in daylight, out in the day. Like, I was on my little Virginia computer going, oh my goodness, I didn't know this was an option.
You didn't know this was like a thing that could be accessible to you.
Actually.
And then it suddenly was.
If it wasn't for that Watch Mojo video about Broadway songs, I would have never known.
That's real.
It was incredible. And then I went, oh. What's AIDS? No.
Oh God, Jesus.
Wait, hold up. You go into like a crazy Tumblr.
It was wild. But theater. Well, I started theater first. Came to Palomar, taking dance classes, taking theater, taking acting, taking singing and choir and
all you can possibly think.
Everything
of, like,
that
all
I
the
can
above.
do.
You're like, which ones? All the A, B, C, or D?
All the above.
Yeah.
It was everything. And so when I started doing drag, it was just theater. And so many drag queens have that influence of theater, but a lot of them don't. And you can kind of tell.
Oh, interesting.
Every once in a while, I'll see someone, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I hate when I'm going to set this up again.
Okay, guys, serious time.
Guys, when a performer is on stage and they perform as if it's an apology, like, sorry, I'm here taking up your time. Babe.
No,
Let's pause.
Let's
sit with that one for a little bit. Yeah, that's real. And it takes a performer, I think, to know that. You know what I mean? Like, I think us knowing you guys have had so much experience that, like, you can probably clock that a little bit quicker. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
What about you, Autumn? I know that you are kind of earlier into or newer to your journey.
But she's... It's like, she's a baby. She's new. Oh no, I see. When she stepped into the deep end. It was for theater.
Yeah. No, like literally, I did a behind the scenes video for Shakespeare one. I forgot the name.
The Complete Works of William Shakespeare.
Complete Works of William Shakespeare. Thank you so much. But I got to the Howard Burbank Theater, and everybody was telling me, you gotta talk to Autumn. You gotta talk to Autumn. Yeah. I was like,
you gotta talk to Autumn.
Who is this person? I'm like, I'm not joking. I was supposed to leave like at 5:30, and I'm like, I'm gonna go home. But they're like, Autumn's gonna be here later, and I was like, okay, I'll wait. Like, it's fine.
You waited for me
because everybody was hyping you up, and I got there, and like the energy just shifted. So I was like, okay, I get it now. You know what I mean? And then I saw the show, and I was like, yeah, this is fun. Yeah, like I get it. But in terms of that, like introduction, I want to know how has your experience now that are so eager to like learn more, like how has that just essentially inspired you to like. Whether it be a good or embarrassing or fun story or anything like that, or a bad story if you want to share, like how has any of that kind of shaped like your inspiration to keep going and to keep trying new things?
Ooh.
You're so new to theater, but you're so good at it. Explain why.
Girl boss, what?
What is the momentum behind you continuing and thriving? And
I just like seeing people be like inspired by my art.
Real?
And like after shows, my favorite thing is when random strangers that I've never met come up to me and be like, "You were so good," and like that kind of stuff, and be like, Like, I cried because of you. I'm like, I made people cry. That's my dream. No, but like...
Oh, you make me cry all the time, so I don't know
Yeah, because you're like... It's so easy.
Like, I'm always crying when we hang out,
Yeah.
actually, so I don't know what
Whenever
you
I
mean.
go home, I'm like, why did she say that?
That's a lie. Don't even say that. Like, we're...
Are there any other stories you guys would like to share? Anything embarrassing? Anything that was fun?
Oh, we need to. We spoke
have,
about this.
We have a notes app list.
We have a notes app list. No, we don't.
Well, I have like 3 things on set
Let me
list.
pull up the scripture, actually. It's like a
It's like-
scroll.
So my very first thing that I can remember, and it was only a mishap that happened opening night of my the first show that was a full show. Peter Pan. I was Captain Hook, and opening night we had never run the full show before.
Oh, opening night?
Opening night we had never done.
Let me just make sure you said that right. You said opening night.
So opening night was the first time that we ran through the whole show. And there was a smoke machine that went off on accident when it wasn't supposed to. So I tried to cover it and block the hole. Don't do that. It's actually scorching hot, and I burnt myself. So there was like a donut shape in the palm of my hand for a few weeks.
For opening night.
Oh, during opening, like right before I go on stage. So I'm like burning, I'm seething, and I'm like, and then I lost my hook. Someone had moved my hook, so I went on stage as Captain Hook, no hook.
So you went...
And then I entered on
the one finger.
I entered on the wrong side. No, I didn't even do that. I actually just like slid my sleeve over and was like this, and so I didn't have a hand. Just didn't have a hand.
Love.
Just didn't have it. The wig was in my face. There was like, but that was only opening night, and then it was fine.
So that's the craziest opening night.
And then I've never had. Oh, then I had a moment in LA where I was backstage, and it was right before. It was during intermission, thank God. But I split. I was in wool pants. I was the only person in the cast that only had one pair of pants because I was a farmer. It was during the Great Depression. One pair of pants.
Love.
The whole inseam of my leg split open, and I had to go, me at 13, 14 years old, had to go outside of the building because our theater didn't have like a backstage section. We had to go from one side to the other by outside. So I go outside, I run over to our wig guy, and I think his name was like Steve or something, but I'm like, my whole crotch is out. Like the whole, from my inseam of my crotch down to the ankle.
Leg is out.
Is split.
Leg is fully out.
It was wool, so it just tore open.
It's dressed now. It's no longer.
So he
pants.
takes a needle and thread, and this 45-year-old man is by my nether regions. Stitching down my leg.
Whoa.
And then I had to limp back on stage because he wasn't done sewing it up. So I had to like kind of like pivot my whole leg a bit. And I went on stage and I yelled, and then I like walked back off. And then I had to go back outside, back across, and get restitched. Do you have anything before we met?
Oh my goodness! Wait, that was crazy lore, and that's theater, baby. You know
Maybe
what I
that's
mean? Like
theater.
that,
Yeah.
maybe that's fucking theater.
During our
like-
final show.
Ooh,
So opening nights and final shows are really, really
what's going on with opening nights and final shows?
babe.
Oh,
When I tell you, that's for later. That's for when later in the story when Autumn and I finally met.
oh wait,
Yeah,
I
so
forgot
we're
this
gonna
is
do like before we met,
Yeah.
and then we're gonna do like when
And then we're gonna do
things
together.
where we did it together.
Got it.
Like where we, yeah. Anyways, so I don't really have any big ones. Like I've had to like re-sew buttons on people's costumes because I was like I sew and I did costumes when I was in high school.
Wow.
I actually did it for the Complete Works of William Shakespeare. My high school did that, and I had costumes for it. And
crazy.
so like I was like, you know, doing all those things. But like that show, like it was easy. Like there weren't very many costume malfunctions. Like it was pretty good. But I've just had to like do little things here and there. But I've broken a lot of props.
Love.
A lot of props.
What was like one of the props that you broke?
So
that you needed really badly. Like
In
it was,
the Addams Family, we had a sacred chalice. That's like the whole like ending of Act 1. They're like drinking out of this chalice to like play full disclosure, to like reveal all their secrets and stuff. And Alice, my character, she like drinks out of it and then she goes like batshit crazy, but she like slams the cup on the table. And then when I did it, I broke it and it like cut my hand and everything, and it just like and then I had to sing my whole song, and there was just a broken cup there.
And
That was during a dress rehearsal though, so thank God we fixed it. But we just gaff taped that little baby over and over.
no worries.
Yeah, no, literally,
So
it
we
was
got
great.
2 injuries. You know, we got a burned hand from Lance
Yes.
and like a cut from your hand.
Yes,
Wow.
absolutely. I've twisted ankles here and there, but like everyone does that, you know.
Wow.
Trying to think.
The theater life is brutal,
Yeah.
man. Like, that's crazy.
Because what they don't tell you is in between shows, you're getting shin splints.
Oh.
I
So-
have never gotten shin splints.
Oh.
Not shin splints.
Take ballet, jazz, and tap at the same semester.
Oh, God.
You'll get shin splints.
We need to do, like, when we're together now.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay, look,
So
I can
the
start with
first
the
show that we
Shakespeare
did-
one.
No, do the Shakespeare
Okay,
one.
so the Shakespeare one, this was the night that Lance came. It was, like, our last Saturday show, right?
The best night.
It was the best show
It
we
was
ever did.
so
It was
good.
Wait, the
phenomenal.
last night?
It
The
was
second to it was the last night, but
Yeah,
it
'cause
was
then
the
the
second
next-
to last show. Because
Yeah.
the next day was matinee.
Matinee.
Got it.
So, yeah, it was literally crazy. So we were doing Hamlet, which is in Act 2, and I was playing Polonius, and then my friend Nicole, who was playing Hamlet, it was like the whole closet scene, and I was coming out of this box. I had like this Benjamin Franklin
Receding hairline.
receding hairline thing. I was coming out of the box, and there's a chain in the box, and the chain caught on my wig and snatched it off while I was coming out of the box. And I was just like running around trying to get the wig, and Nicole was following me with the knife. Like she went back. She went like, it was
they're
a
running
whole
back and forth.
Like, you're
thing.
like dealing with your wig situation.
And there's,
Yes,
and there's
it
a
was-
strobe light
It was
happening.
funny, and then I just died with a wig in my hand because she like stabbed me, and then I got flopped over, and then I figured out how to put it back on.
It was
while I
the
was dead.
funniest
It was
thing.
That's so
I think I was
funny.
crying.
so it was so
When
funny.
you're holding back tears, it's not funny.
No, I wasn't
Like,
even holding back tears. I was in the audience sobbing.
crying.
Fully sobbing.
It
Screaming.
was so good.
It was so
Quick little
good.
story about that. I watched that play, and I don't know which part it was, but it was like two of the characters were like laying on top of each other, and they were like dead.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yes.
I could see them like shaking because they were laughing.
Because they're laughing
Yes.
so hard.
That made me laugh so hard.
Yeah.
That
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
so funny. It was a really funny show, but
Oh,
Yeah.
it was so good.
proceed with
great.
your story.
Okay, that was it for that one, and then we have a couple of like us in shows together.
Oh, that was so. That Alice by Heart.
Alice by Heart was.
It was so calm, and then
Was
all
it?
of a sudden, like
It just
the
got
last
crazy.
few shows, we just got
We just
way crazy. It
got
way
really
crazy.
insane.
Really? Why
Yeah.
did it get crazy? Was it like because it was the last show and everybody was?
I think
kinda-
I think
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like everyone was trying to do more. Like everyone's like, oh, it's the last time. Like
they're
let's do
outdoing
it.
everything.
So
So there's a part in the beginning.
Wait, so what I'm hearing is I should be going to the last shows.
yeah,
Oh yes,
actually, yeah.
absolutely,
Got
all of
it.
that. I
Yeah.
only go to
Take
the
notes,
last
everybody.
shows.
Take
Yes.
notes. Take notes.
No, go to the last shows of things. It's the best.
It's the opening scene.
Yeah, the
the
opening
opening
scene.
I don't even think we finished
And-
the first song yet because it's
No,
like there's
it
the
was during
first
it.
song there's little moments
scenes in
of
it, yeah.
of dialogue in between, and then it
Okay.
picks up and the song
Yeah,
continues.
yeah. So basically, we played Dodgy and Clarissa, and I was like, "Oh my god, my pearls! Where are my pearls?"
And
then
my
it was-
character is like a closeted homosexual, I believe.
we are Lavender Marriage.
Yeah, and
Oh,
so
that's
we're
the
like,
whole
so we're
thing.
like
That's the
best
whole
fri-
gag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is like we're best friends, maybe married,
But
and I've stolen her pearls, and so I take it out of my breast pocket and I dangle them, and I'm like, oh, they insisted.
and then I snatched them. Except this show, I snatched them, but I didn't grab my hand fast enough, and they flew
She just
almost
slapped them.
almost completely off the
She just
stage, and I
slapped them out
had
of
to
my
chase them. Like they were like on the other side of the stage. I had to chase them and then come back to my spot
So
and
we're-
try to figure them out. I had missed my line because of it. I was
Oh yeah.
just like, I
so
was like,
we're
like-
so far stage right. We're like right by the wings on stage
Yeah.
right, and she slaps them
to
almost to the
almost
pit on
to the
stage
pit
left.
on stage left.
So the entire
Whoa.
stage
You
has
had
been
to
crossed
you
by
had
these
to like
girls.
cross.
She
the
literally- and
entire
I was
way.
crawling,
And crawling.
hauling
So by the
ass.
time she gets back, she's supposed to have like the pearls on already and like continued with a line.
So I was putting them on, and I was like trying to
Misses
listen.
the cue.
Missed the cue. There was like a
So there's,
solid
like,
like 5 seconds of just empty thing, and then I'm like, oh, that's my line, and then I'm like, absolutely, it's just a spot of jam.
And it was so. I was so scared they were gonna just fall into the orchestra pit because we would never would have gotten them. Like,
Yeah,
It
it
was
would have been
so-
like game over for
Game
those
over.
It
pearls.
was
Done.
R.I.P.
literally-
those pearls. They're
I would have been
gone.
like, you little twat.
You're like, okay, next line. You know, just like okay,
Yeah.
whatever. That's funny.
and
I
then-
love that one.
And then also closing night was I had a $300 wig commissioned for my character.
Stop.
Which sounds crazy until you understand that like I will use it again because I'm a drag queen. And
And why wouldn't you?
because when she goes to Wonderland, for those of you who don't know the show, my character becomes a drag queen and is like a woman, and because the pearls and like I wear all those like pearl necklace and these pearl earrings,
Right.
and I'm dressed in Marie Antoinette garb, like super royal. And so I had this $300 wig commission that had like all of these little ringlets in the hair and all. It was a huge caged wig. It was like 3 times the size of my head. It was massive.
I saw a picture of that on Instagram. Actually, I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Like, who purchased this right now?
Me.
Now that makes sense.
It was me.
So
Because
you
they weren't
paid
going to
for
fork
that?
over that money. No,
You
absolutely
paid for that
not.
wig?
Oh, I paid for that wig. Yeah.
And that's dedication, guys. Take
babes,
notes.
because I'm using it again.
Absolutely.
Because
it has a whole door. You can like put a piece of cake in there and be like, let them.
So I paid $25 extra dollars
that.
to get a door installed so that I can hide props inside, and we could never figure out where to use it during Alice by Heart. So for some reason, during closing night, there's this part where I go up to the queen. I basically insult her. She gives me the death stare, and I trot back. And I was doing this like ballet leaps to get back to where I was supposed to be. And in my last little like plop, the door flops open.
Stop.
And so I throw it back. Well, I throw it back. I pop it back up. I pop the door back closed. Right. And I'm like, all right, continue. And then I look around. Everyone has started laughing.
No one can keep calm anymore.
No one, even Phoenix, who was notorious for not breaking during the shows,
right,
completely lost it.
Everything is too funny now. Like no one can be serious. There's no time to be serious right now
because this
only.
weird character, drag queen, has now revealed that there is a door in her wig that she has just plopped back. And like nothing happened.
And then you have to just keep going and pretend that
and
didn't
I was fine. I was fine. The only person who didn't see it was Alice, because it's like everyone watches me go back.
I don't think I was watching either.
Well,
because my character's just kind of like,
you missed out.
Dang.
Did you see it open?
No.
Oh my god.
And then you told me about it after, and I was like, what?
Because the rest of the like courtroom is on the sides, and they're all just like staring at us, and so everyone just lost it. People were hiding laughs with clipboards. It was great.
You're like doing like a fake cough, like.
No, I was just there like, and what?
And that's acting, and that's acting, baby.
And that's keep going.
And she said that's improv.
That's yes and.
Yes and exactly.
I was in improv in high school.
You're like, I did it.
Well.
I did it.
Really? Like
Zip.
That's so good. I think we should have an improv.
Did you guys do?
Palomar.
Oh wait.
I just tried doing a game of Zip Zap Zop and no one followed me.
Zip,
I
zap,
just want to
zap.
say I said zip and she looked at me and went zip.
Zap.
So.
Oh, guys, I'm out. I can't do this anymore.
Guys, I'm scared.
Guys, I'm scared. What was that? It was a ghost? I don't know what was
What was that? There was a ghost in here.
I don't know.
So.
Dress rehearsal of Ride the Cyclone.
Yes, this was an invited dress rehearsal. So there were
rehearsal.
people in the audience watching this.
Okay.
And so it was.
So we mentioned that we only had this set for three rehearsals before opening. 4 rehearsals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We ran through the whole show with the band only twice.
Yeah, before this.
Wow.
Yeah. And no, this was only one rehearsal with the band. Was this the first night with the band?
It might have been.
I don't remember.
It might have been. I think it actually was because none of the band knew me, and then they were like, all like, I don't even know who you are. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Like it was a whole thing.
Say what happened.
So basically, this was during Lance's song, and I made the mistake of upstaging her. I didn't actually. We literally just had no space because we never ran the song with the actual set. And this was like all of us were like crossing and doing this whole thing, and I had nowhere else to go. So I'm like, I'll go in front of Lance, and Lance was like taking the moment and whacked me, and it was like, bah! And right in the nose, it crunched like you could hear it. Whoa. And then I got to my spot, and I couldn't even do like the little jazz hands thing that I usually did. I was just like holding my nose, and then there's this like, are you okay? And then I didn't respond, and then Lance was like in full like wig.
So I'm in like a wig, a dress, ripped up fishnets, and heels.
Oh,
she's like, are you okay? Oh no, hold. And we held.
It's not funny anymore.
Which is so cursed because, for whatever ungodly reason, our director was like, "Guys, we have people in the audience. I know it's a dress rehearsal. Please don't try to call hold." And I was like, Somebody's gonna happen.
Literally gonna, yeah.
It's like our first time trying to do quick changes. I'm like, you're dumb, but okay.
Yeah.
And the way that grid was set up is that we performed in a performance lab. So we didn't have like a follow spot. We only had a little grid.
Yeah.
So there's like lights coming from underneath me. I have an astigmatism. So when that light is on me, I'm not seeing nothing.
I'm seeing blind.
And everyone, it's a 5, 6, 7, 8 done. That's the only.
And you have to run from one side of the stage to the other side. And I had nowhere else to go because everyone was like going behind Lance, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll go in front of Lance.
So I do this wide swing. Wow. I bop her.
Hear the crunch. Feel the crunch.
I see her go down, and I'm like, okay, Autumn's a professional. I'm like, okay, here's the thing. She's either gonna keep going like nothing happened.
I have kept performing with like a dislocated hip.
However, I look down at her. She's not doing the jazz hands, and I went, okay, something's wrong. I look at her in the face. She's got a blank stare, and I just go, are you okay? And then she doesn't even respond. She just starts shaking her head.
Because I blacked out. I blacked
She starts shaking her head no. And I went, okay, we need to take a second.
Hold right now.
And you know, you best better believe she took a 15-minute break and we were back on it.
Yep. 15-minute break, give me an ice pack, I'm back at it. I blacked out, literally, like, thought my nose was broken, had a full-on panic attack, locked back in, drank some water. I was like, okay, I'm fine, I can do this. And Tony was like, you don't have to keep doing this. Like, the last thing we want is for you to actually be injured.
Like, we can
and
go
I'm
to
like,
the clinic.
no, because if I go out, I'm going to look weak, you know? And I'm like, I need to be
no
professional.
one would have judged you.
I know, but I judged myself. So I'm just like, I got to keep going. I got to keep going. And then I kept going, and then I acted like nothing happened. And you know what Ben said, our director? You know what he said? He said I was overplaying it.
Yup.
He said I took a 15-minute break, got back on that stage, acted like nothing happened, did the whole number. We worked to the traffic patterns, did the whole number, kept going.
You said that's theater, baby.
I said that's showbiz. That's showbiz.
Ben, love you so much. You're so fake for that.
Ooh.
Ben, I love you so much, but don't ever say that about anyone that's actually injured ever again, because I genuinely thought my nose was broken. And if it was broken, you would not have had an ocean, and that's all on you.
Us getting beef out on the pod.
I'm like, this is Theater Kid Confessions.
These are the confessions.
You said the title, bring the title back. Theater Kid Confessions. This is Theater Kid Intervention
Like,
moment.
what is this podcast called again?
Directorial
Yeah.
intervention.
Yeah. She said, let me bring it back for you guys. You said Theater Kid Confessions, correct?
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay, got
so
you.
I will confess.
Father, I have sinned.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for holding space for that. Okay, well, I invited you guys today with the idea of I'm going to learn so much more about like their experiences, and I learned so much more than I had even hoped for. And I thank you guys so much for joining me. Like, truly, I think that these are...
No, seriously, that is so...
Thank you so much.
So sweet to even think of us.
Theater, like you said, is like incredibly... Like, you can never really prepare enough. You know, like you always think like we got it locked down, and then something happens the day of. Like you said, opening night, you burn your hand, you cut your hand on that one.
Life happens, you know?
Exactly. Like, I think, not to get like super cheesy, but like that's life, you know what I mean? Like shit happens and you're never like really prepared, and then you learn from it, and you know, now here you are as invited to the Telescope podcast, because you guys are so awesome.
We made it. Baby, we made
it.
it.
We made it.
Hey.
So I peaked.
So
this is the peak of my career.
Bad news is you're only going downhill from now.
No,
so,
and I'm okay with that.
Well, it's just like...
But here's the thing. I'm older than you. I'm okay with this. You... that sucks. That
so
really
sorry.
sucks for you.
So sorry, Queen.
Sorry to let you know about this right now, Queen. On the pod.
Just like the pod, live.
Flash forward to us in 5 years living together in New York,
No.
like on Broadway, in a show together. We're going to be in Hairspray.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to be playing Edna, and I'm going to be playing Penny, and it's going to be a whole thing.
It's going to be...
And I'm going to be sitting front row.
Stop.
Yes.
And I'm going to be doing a critical review.
No, you're going to be like, like on that stage.
You're going to get us on another pod talking about our experience.
Exactly.
And I'd be like, oh my, that'd be great. Guys, we're manifesting this.
We are manifesting this.
Hey, everybody check back in like 10 to 15 years, and we're going to
I was going to say 5 might be too soon. Let's give it 15.
10, Grace, you know, give us grace.
You're going to be dead by then.
Oh!
Well, actually, Lance, you have an appointment right now at the clinic right now, so we should wrap it up.
I got to get my dentures back in. Hang on. That's it. You're getting out of my will.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
They said that's enough. Not funny anymore. But
It's just like, okay, I'll sneak my way back in by the time you die. It's okay.
well, to wrap it up, is there anything you guys want to plug? Any Instagrams? Any upcoming shows? Autumn,
You should plug
go ahead.
yours. Plug your Instagram first.
My Instagram is LLanceHolmesS. And I have, oh gosh, when is this set to publish? I have 2 shows coming up. Okay.
Or by early next week.
I have a show on Thursday, a little drag show in Vista. It's a bingo show. Grafted Cellars. Check out my Instagram for details.
Is there
There
like
you
an
go.
age thing?
I think you have.
21.
So sorry to tell you, I think you have to be 21.
Boo!
I'm
Boo!
so sorry to tell you. That's what you get for being a child.
Ooh.
Anyways.
The roast is back.
It never left. It's been in the air
No,
this whole
it's
time.
literally...
The whole episode actually has been a roast.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
You got anything going on, Autumn?
I'm just like auditioning for things, so I don't really have anything coming up. But if anyone wants to cast me, I'm like, I kind of sing and dance. I can do anything.
She will most definitely be in Into the Woods next year.
Yes,
So.
absolutely. And Clue. We're doing Clue next year. It's not like officially announced, but we are.
Again, you're getting the inside scoop.
Yeah, we're doing Clue, and then we're doing like... He's still deciding. We're going to do a horror For sure. Like he
Either
wants to
Frankenstein
do a
or
horror.
Dracula.
But he's thinking of doing something else too.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it is, but he's like looking at all these.
It's a
scripts
great
and stuff.
lineup.
It's great.
Wait,
it's
okay,
great.
so I'm looking forward to all of these.
Yeah.
And
My Instagram is at autumn_Lowe, LOWE 24. Thank you.
I will be holding space for that today. Thank you.
Yes,
I work in
thank
career
you.
media, so
I didn't know that people
we're doing that.
We're doing that.
Thank you.
Just like wait.
Just hold it. You can't see it.
For the people
she's
who are
holding
not
my
seeing
nail.
this, yeah, they're doing the.
She's
the
just holding my finger.
Yeah, because I'm definitely Aria.
Yeah, no, what?
Well, I'm going to plug in the telescope real quick. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at @the_telescope.
This has been Lance Holmes.
And Autumn Lowe.
Thank you so much. And
Thanks.
thank you for watching the episode of Telescope Talks. If it gets weird, hey, we're here for a good time, not a long time.
I was going to say, that's
you know?
what we're here for.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Thank you guys.
Thank you.